Good day. Welcome to Endurance Room. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to look at using the Jerven Fjelduken Hunter as part of a shelter system, both on the ground with a tarp and up in the air with a hammock. This is really cool. I've been sitting on this one for a minute, waiting for the right time, and it's finally arrived. My friend Stuart from BUSHCRAFT has just worked out a deal with Jerven of Norway, and for the first time in their history, they're going to be here in the US at betterbushcraft.com. So you can go check him out there. He's got just a few to get started, 5 Jerven Originals and 5 Jerven Hunters, all in mountain camo. Both the Jerven Original and the Jerven Hunter are fantastic pieces of kit. They're a little different. The original is just aluminum lined, so you're getting thermal reflective properties from it. And it's a bit different dimension than the Hunter. The Hunter opens up into a square tarp, whereas the original zips up into a square and opens up into a rectangle. So you can do different things with them in terms of shelter construction. The original is lighter. It is incredibly handy, especially in, say spring, summer, and fall. And then the Hunter is kind of ideal for year-round use, depending on where you're at. So let's take a look at using the Hunter setup with a tarp first. Here's what we'll use for our ground setup. Starting on the left, Jerven Fjelduken Hunter, German elephant skin for our ground sheet, 3/4 of a sleeping pad, and a Helicontex super tarp, 3x3 or 10x10. Here's our 2 trees. Clear the area. We'll start out with our elephant skin or our ground sheet. These make really good ground sheets. You can find them for about $20 thereabouts, and incredibly durable, and it will protect your Jerven. The Hunter models come in a stuff sack. You get the bag, a high-vis signal panel, which is really nice to have, a belt for wearing it as a cloak, and then armings, so you can have your arms protected. It's a really nice setup, really nice package. You can do a lot with these. Very multifunctional, multi-purpose. But where it really shines is as a thermal shelter. Sleeping pad goes on the inside. And that will kind of act as a spreader and open it up. Here's our basic thermal shelter setup. I've demonstrated this in a couple other videos, but we've basically just got it suspended from these 2 trees with some paracord using trucker hitches. You can use bungee cords, which is really fast and efficient. You can use a ridge line and suspend it. You've got some options. If you're not worried about precipitation or it's cold and you're dealing with snow instead of rain, this could be all you really need to do. But if you'd like a little bit more comfort and maybe a place to store your gear, a place to change your clothes, you want to use this with a tarp. This is how you do it. This is an awesome setup. You've got overhead cover and a really warm, dry place to sleep. You've got room for your gear, room to change your clothes, room to hang out and eat at the front of the shelter. This is a great way to do it. And when you're not using the Jerven, just simply untie it. You can hang out in here as an A-frame, and then when you're ready to turn in for the night, just string it back up so the rope's not in the way. Condensation usually comes up when I'm showing the Jervens, and yes, it is a waterproof bag, so condensation is a thing, but it can be mitigated simply by opening and closing the zippers near your mouth in particular. You can open it up over your face, you can open up the armholes on the sides, you can open up on the ends. If it's really cold out and you're trying to capitalize on the warmth, simply close the whole thing up, sleep for a couple hours, and then freshen it up by opening up the zippers and releasing some of the air. It just takes some trial and error and getting some experience with the equipment, learning how your body reacts to it, and what's comfortable for you. But if you set up like this, have a good sleeping pad on the inside of it and possibly on the outside. I really like running it with two. It's super comfortable, it's super warm, and I'm telling you, it's probably going to be the coziest night in the woods. As far as sleeping bags go, you may not even need one. Depending on the weather, how you sleep, how your body reacts, you may not need a sleeping bag. In cold weather, yes, of course. But I would say, 30 degrees Fahrenheit on up, you could probably get away with just running the Jerven in that setup with a good sleeping pad, maybe an insulated sleeping pad, and your clothing. Maybe adding an extra insulating layer around your body, extra socks, maybe a hat. That could be all you need on the inside of that bag. And then as things cool off, you would add, maybe a Whoopee or a summer weight sleeping bag, and then beef it up from there. But it's a really lightweight, really flexible option that can get you through a whole wide spectrum of weather conditions. It's phenomenal. Let's check out using the Jerven with a hammock. And here is our setup. We have our Jerven acting as a pod for the hammock, giving us both top cover and bottom cover. Really, really excellent. I've got the sleeping pad on the inside of the hammock. It's only 3/4. It basically just covers my upper body and down to my hips. It's really simple to do. You basically just zip the Jerven around your hammock. Here on both ends, we're zipped up all the way up to the top, and then our cordage is run through the grommet holes, and it just cinches them together and kind of gives you some shape. Just like this. Oh, wow. This is really nice. So I'm toasty warm, I'm comfortable. There's no wind coming through or anything like that. And I could probably go to sleep like this. So just like yesterday, when we were set up on the ground, this may be all you need. Just the Jerven alone and your clothing. Then the first thing I would add would be some extra layers. Probably next would be a Whoopee or a light sleeping bag, and go from there. But this, just like this, is really, really nice. Well, there you have it, everyone. Pretty awesome, super simple, and incredibly effective. Instantly, when I got in it, all the air went away. I was warm and just comfortable. I felt like I was inside a house with this open view of nature. Really, really awesome. So if you got any questions about the hammock setup or what we did yesterday with the tarp and the ground bivvy setup, let me know. I'll try and help. And if you're looking for a Jerven, hit up betterbushcraft.com. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.